Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study. We're looking at the theology of John Wesley. Now, in our last session, we saw how important the Great Commission was to Wesley, to make disciples of all peoples. Wesley felt our chief work, our ministry, our mission was to save souls. Matter of fact, he told his preachers, you have but one work, and that is the saving of souls. I want to continue that emphasis today by looking a little bit at the method Wesley used to attempt to help people come to know Christ. The method he used for evangelism. And that is, he wanted people to come among believers and journey with them. And in their company, it would be easy for them to have faith in Jesus. In Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25, the author says, "Let us not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." Notice how significant it was to the author of Hebrews that believers meet together. John Wesley believed that too. But John Wesley also believed that the most effective way to introduce people to faith in Christ was to have them come along beside of us, to meet with us. And John Wesley did that through what he called the class meeting. The class meeting, which in early Methodist terminology was a small group meeting. Now, in the early days, when people would get interested in the Methodist gospel, when Methodist preachers would proclaim that good news that if you have faith in Jesus, you're saved, and they would notice people were interested, they would ask them to join a Methodist class or a small group. Now, the classes would meet about every week. They were usually around 12 or so people, and they would meet together to discuss with each other what it meant to follow Jesus. They would talk about faith in Christ. They would talk about the Bible. They would pray together. They were in close fellowship, and they were zealous about that. They would meet together every week. And what they would do with someone who was interested, who was an inquirer, who had a desire to know Christ but had not yet come to belief, they would say, come and meet with us. Come and journey with us weekly as we talk about Christ. And most of those early converts in Methodism, most of those early people who became disciples under the influence of the Methodists, they came to faith, they were saved in those class meetings. Wesley understood that it's easy for someone to have faith in Jesus if they're in company with those who already have faith. That's a good Methodist method for us today. When we feel people are interested in Christ, when we feel that the inklings of faith are beginning, we need to invite them to come and journey with us. That's why we invite people to come to church with us. That's why we invite them to come to our Bible studies. That's why we invite them to come to our Sunday school classes. That's why we invite them to come to our fellowship times, whether it be women's groups or men's groups. We believe if they'll come and journey with us and see faith in practice, that will make it easy for them to believe themselves. Wesley was convinced of that. And so when he would do the great field preaching, where he would preach to thousands of people at a time, after the meeting was over, they would observe people whose hearts were stirred, who were interested in the message. Those folks might not yet have believed, but they were interested. Their heart was aflame with a desire for Christ. And so they would say, come and join a class meeting. Meet with us weekly and see if you're interested. And generally, 3 or 4 weeks or 5 weeks down the road, these people would come to faith in Jesus. This is the easiest way to introduce people to faith in Christ. This is the easiest way to help them come to be saved. Invite them to journey with you, to join a group you're a part of, your fellowship meeting, your church, your small group, to come to see how you practice faith in Christ with your friends. And in that company of believers, their hearts can be stirred and they can come to faith in Jesus. This is how we go about effectively the business of saving souls. We open up our fellowships, we open up our communions, our churches, and ask people to come and join with us. And as they see us following Christ, And as they walk with us, as we try to follow Jesus, perhaps their hearts will be stirred as well, and they will give their souls to Jesus and begin to know that power of his salvation for them. This was Wesley's method of trying to save souls, and I believe it would be a method we should use as well. Invite people to journey with you and your Christian friends as you follow Christ. And in that company, they will feel the call and find an easy road to have faith themselves. This is how we go about our business of saving souls, of introducing people to Jesus Christ. You have a great day today, and I'll see you next time in our 5-minute Bible study in the Theology of John Wesley.